The day I realized my hair was never the problem, I felt stupid. And angry. And free. All at once. Because for most of my life, I blamed it. Every awkward silence. Every missed opportunity. Every look that lingered too long. I told myself it was my hair. Too big. Too visible. Too much. Teachers touched it without asking. Relatives commented like they were diagnosing something. Strangers felt entitled to opinions. Have you tried fixing it? You'd look so nice if you did something with it. It's just a lot. So I learned early that something about me needed management. I didn't question the system. I questioned myself. I thought, maybe if I changed this one thing, everything else would fall into place. So I started altering. Relaxing. Stretching. Hiding. Training my reflection to be easier to accept. Every change came with hope. Maybe now they'll take me seriously. Maybe now I won't stand out. Maybe now I'll stop feeling like I walked into rooms wrong. Sometimes the praise came. But the peace never did. Because even when my hair fit the expectation, I didn't. The goalpost moved. It was my tone. My presence. My confidence. My refusal to be small. My hair was just the excuse that spoke first. In professional spaces, I wore it straight. I practiced neutrality. Soft smiles. Quiet competence. And still, I was intimidating. Hard to read. Not quite the right fit. I kept adjusting. They kept hesitating. I started wondering if I was doing something wrong. If I was missing a code everyone else understood. Was I too visible? Too confident? Too unwilling to disappear? Or was the system allergic to people who didn't blend? In social spaces, it was different. Men complimented my hair like it was a costume. Women asked how I handled it. Handled. Like it was a situation. Like it was weather. I laughed it off. But inside, something tightened. I became fluent in adjustment. I didn't enter rooms. I calculated them. Who am I today? Who will make this easier? Who will be least disruptive? And almost always, the first thing I negotiated was my hair. It was exhausting. Not the styling. The shrinking. The pre-editing. The constant performance of non-threatening. And the fear underneath it, if I stop, will everything fall apart? The crack came quietly. A meeting where my ideas were repeated by someone else and praised. A space where I was present but not centered. A compliment that felt like permission instead of recognition. And suddenly, the question surfaced, if my hair was fixed, why was this still happening? I went home that day and stood in front of the mirror. Not to style. To look. Really look. At the thing I had spent years trying to manage. And I thought, what exactly did this ever do to me? My hair didn't interrupt meetings. My hair didn't move goalposts. My hair didn't confuse respect with comfort. People did. Systems did. Histories did. And I had been carrying their discomfort on my head. The fear wasn't that my hair would cost me opportunities. The fear was that if I stopped blaming it, I would have to name what actually was. Bias. Control. Convenience. Silence. And those were harder to negotiate than styles. So I stopped fixing it. Not dramatically. Quietly. I wore it the way it grew. I let it exist before it was approved. And I watched what happened. Some people got uncomfortable. Some people got distant. Some people suddenly had concerns. Nothing exploded. But things clarified. And clarity can be more unsettling than conflict. The biggest change wasn't how people treated me. It was how quickly I stopped rearranging myself for their comfort. I spoke without cushioning. I occupied space without apology. And my hair just followed me. For the first time, I wasn't negotiating entry. I was assessing environments. Who requires distortion? Who allows presence? Who benefits from my uncertainty? Those answers became louder than opinions. Why did it take me so long? Because blaming my hair was easier than challenging structures. Because personal fixes feel safer than systemic truths. Because it's less frightening to change yourself than to confront what never planned to change. I grieved. For the years I spent shrinking a neutral thing. For the confidence I delayed. For the comfort I outsourced. For the version of me that thought compliance was strategy. My hair was never the problem. But believing it was, kept me busy. It kept me occupied. It kept me from asking questions that don't have styling solutions. The day I realized my hair was never the problem, I didn't feel triumphant. I felt responsible. Because now that I can see it, I can't unsee it. And I'm no longer interested in fixing what was never broken.